sorry, he died through... If you're talking about something in the future, yes, you can't give me 100% proof. But 2,000 years ago, I'm pretty sure that by now we would figure out if he rose from the dead or not.
Ma'am, I don't base my life on 100% proof.
Well, maybe that's your problem.
Oh, you do? You base your life on 100% proof?
Yes.
Oh, really?
That's why I'm skeptical of everything.
Really? So that means you take a chemistry kit to the pharmacy, and when the pharmacist hands you that bottle of medicine, you chemically analyze it to make sure there's no poison in there, right?
That's why I don't
Because unless you have 100% proof, you would never dare take that pill and put it in your mouth. Because maybe the pharmacist put poison in there.
Yes, I don't base it on 100%.
Right, thank you. So don't tell me you base your life on 100% proof. You don't. None of us do. It's not possible. You can't.
A group of fired-up university students corners Cliffe with hard-hitting questions that go straight to the heart of faith. Can we really trust a Bible full of translations and possible mistakes? The crowd pushes back hard, arguing that without solid proof, belief in God is just a leap in the dark. One student fires back, "I base my life on 100% skepticism." Another, an atheist playwright, insists that her hope doesn't need a creator. Now the debate shifts from the historical evidence of Jesus rising from the dead to science, to the very meaning of human value. Because if there is no God, morality is relative, and we are all just headed for what Cliffe calls the fertilizer pit. Now, let's step into the conversation.
You're talking about something in the future. Yes, you can't give me 100% proof. But
can't.
2,000 years ago, I'm pretty sure that by now we would figure out if he rose from the dead or not.
Ma'am, I don't base my life on 100% proof.
Well, maybe that's your problem.
Oh, you do? You base your life on 100% proof?
Yes.
Oh, really?
That's why I'm skeptical of everything.
Really? So that means you take a chemistry kit to the pharmacy, and when the pharmacist hands you that bottle of medicine, you chemically analyze it to make sure there's no poison in there, right?
That's why I don't
Because unless you have 100% proof, you would never dare take that pill and put it in your mouth. Because maybe the pharmacist put poison in there.
Yes, I don't base it on 100%.
Right, thank you. So don't tell me you base your life on 100% proof. You don't. None of us do. It's not possible. You can't. You can't do that.
Sorry. All right.
You can't do that, ma'am.
I'm sorry. That's why I go to the pharmacy and I research it. I go to my doctor and I ask, what is this person giving me and why should I take it? That's what I do. I'm sorry, I misstated. Yes, I do take my life in 100% skepticism. I do not go around and say, hey, I'm going to open my book at the University of Illinois and just take everything they say and take it as a truth. Of course I ask questions. Of course I
you
can't
be 100% skeptic. You've got your back right now turned to a lot of people. Maybe they got a knife in their pocket. They're going to stick you in the back.
And if I die, I die.
You cannot be 100% skeptic.
If I die,
You've got to learn to trust. You've got to learn to trust. If you don't trust, you're going to be a very lonely person. Now, you got to make reasonable decisions, but you can't be 100% skeptic. You can't be 100% proving.
Didn't you just tell us to be skeptical?
Yes, but then you've got to be reasonable when it comes to your skepticism.
Oh, so now there's a reasonable that you're going to draw the line for my reasonability?
No, I'm not. I'm asking you to be reasonable. You're obviously reasonable. You've not checked all these people to see if they've got knives in their back pockets. You say, no, I'm here at the University of Illinois. The University of Illinois does not accept murderers in the student body here, usually.
No, I understand.
Therefore, I'm not going to
kill me if they
have
want
to examine everyone's pockets. I can't prove Christ, but the evidence is that Christ is reliable. No proof. Evidence. What's the evidence? An amazing life. Don't you respect Mother Teresa? Why do you respect Mother Teresa? Because she lived a life that was so Christ-like. Why do you respect Dr. Martin Luther King? Because he lived a life in so many ways that was Christ-like, in the way he peacefully fought evil. We respect that. So look at Christ's life. He lived a life of amazing integrity, incredible compassion. So that's one reason to trust him. Secondly, read his teachings. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. If someone strikes you on the right cheek, turn to them the other also. Tremendous teachings. Demand respect. Thirdly, watch the way he dies. Nailed to a wooden crossbeam. Instead of cursing his enemies, he prays, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. But fourthly, and most importantly, 3 days after he dies, he physically, bodily rises from the dead, and over a period of 40 days, he appears to over 500 people at different times in different places, risen from the dead. It's that evidence, not proof, not 100% proof, no way. There's always room for doubt. I've got doubts. We all have doubts. But the overwhelming evidence is You can trust the man. He's not out to rip you off. He loves you. You can trust him.
And I respect people who have this faith,
Right?
but I can't stand it when somebody can just stand there and tell someone else that they're wrong for their beliefs, because I could never do that personally.
Ma'am, I don't think you've heard.
You said you have no respect.
I have. I said I have this much intellectual respect for an atheist who talks about hope. Study atheism. Study Camus, Sartre, all the great atheistic, Nietzsche. If you believe there is no God, man, there's no basis for a bright future.
How can that be? I have hope for all the children in the world to have a bright future. I have hope that there will be no war. I hope that we will all live a happy existence. That's hope. That's the essence of hope. I don't have hope for the afterlife, but I still have hope.
Okay, then I'm sorry. We got to define hope. Hope is not just wishful thinking. You're right. Regardless of whether we're atheist or theist, we can wish a happy future for our children. Okay? When I use the word hope, I'm talking about a confident expectation of good in the end. And you see, if you're an atheist, what you've got to acknowledge is the end. The end is the end. The end is we're all fertilizer. You see, there's no confident expectation of good. Does that make sense?
I completely disagree with that, because
Okay.
if you've lived a good life and you're true to yourself,
Yes.
isn't that the essence of hope? What you're talking about
No.
is faith.
No, ma'am. Hope has to do with the future. Hope is a confident
The
expectation.
future is so
that
vague to
good.
begin with.
Pardon?
Are you talking about millions of years down the road or tomorrow? The future's vague. You're not being specific enough. Because if I have hope for tomorrow, that's still hope. What you're talking about is faith. You're talking about faith for the future. That's completely different than hope.
All right, you're right. There is a connection between faith and hope.
I say
If
they're
my
completely
faith
different.
is that there is no God, my faith is that there is no God, then I can't be an intellectual hypocrite and talk about, wow, there's a bright future out there. I don't know that. Despair is the logical conclusion of atheism.
I'm not in despair, though. I don't understand how
Wait a
atheism
second.
is despair when I don't have despair.
Okay, and ma'am, you see, all I'm trying to do is intellectually challenge you, because I don't think you're being honest with yourself. Read Camus, Albert Camus. Read Jean-Paul Sartre. Read any of the great atheist philosophers. And what they point out with searing honesty is, because there is no God, when you die, you rot. When I die, I rot.
But I will have left something on this planet for others to remember me by. That's where the hope comes in. I hope in future generations. I want to be in theater. I want to write plays. I
Okay?
hope future generations pick up my play like they pick up Shakespeare and say, "Oh, I totally understand what this person was thinking. I understand this time, this place." That's hope.
Okay? Now, no, ma'am, I'm not trying to offend you, but what are the possibilities of your plays being read like Shakespeare's plays have been read?
Slim to none, but I still can hold that hope, can I? Like you can hold the hope that you will get to heaven.
Good. Okay, now that's the difference. You see, when a follower of Christ talks about hope, he's not talking about something as slim as, I hope my plays will be read like Shakespeare's plays have been read. Rather, hope for a follower of Christ is a confident expectation of good based on the promises of Christ. The evidence is Christ doesn't lie. The evidence is he's reliable. He has promised us eternal life when we put our faith in him.
I don't need a promise to go for what I believe in, though.
Okay, fine. But then, ma'am, would you please face reality? And reality is, no offense to you, but reality is that your plays will probably not be read with the same frequency that Shakespeare's plays have been read, even if they are. If there is no God, when that thing burns out, curtain. We're all freezing. And to tell you the truth, before that burns out, something else is probably going to happen. We're either going to blow ourselves to bits with a nuclear bomb, or something else is going to bring this thing we call life on planet Earth to a screeching halt. If there is no God, man, we're all headed towards the fertilizer pit. Now think about that.
I have.
Well, if you think about that honestly, you can't talk to me about a confident expectation of good out there. You've got to be honest. And you've got to say, it's the fertilizer pit, guys. That's where we're headed. And that's why Camus and Nietzsche and Sartre say, you know, you guys in Western Europe and the United States who call yourselves atheists, you better start being honest with yourselves. And you better stop talking about hope for the future. You better realize there is no hope for the future. We're all become fertilizer, which means that morality is relative, which means if you want to be Mother Teresa, go right ahead. But if you want to be Adolf Hitler, go right ahead. You see, it really ultimately doesn't matter. It's just simply what you choose to do. So if you want to be Hitler the second, go ahead. If you want to be Mother Teresa the second, go ahead. But it's all relative.
See, now you're getting completely away from hope. Now you're getting into free will.
No, ma'am, I'm not.
It's a completely different thing.
Oh,
Yes,
come
it is.
on.
It's free will. If you have choice to either be good or evil, that's free will.
Ma'am, don't you realize what you told me your hope was based on? You stood there and told me, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm a playwright. I'm going to write plays. And people are going to enjoy those plays like they enjoy Shakespeare's plays.
But if they don't, it's not going to stop me from trying to get to that hope, that dream.
But if you take your atheism seriously, what you've got to realize is, I can go and make those plays, or I can go out and poison people to death. It's ultimately meaningless, which means despair is the only logical conclusion of atheism. It doesn't matter whether you feed the starving or whether you slaughter the starving. It's all relative. It's all meaningless. It all ends in the same place, the fertilizer pit. I am convinced to the root of my being that if I believe the earth is flat, that doesn't make the earth flat. I am convinced to the root of my being that if I think that he is inferior because he's of a different race than I am convinced I'm totally wrong. I don't think belief determines reality. I don't think because the KKK can articulate very clearly with great passion that he's inferior to me, I don't think that belief determines reality. I think in reality, this man is just as valuable as I am because he's a human being created in the image of God with an innate value and dignity that does not depend upon other people affirming him and saying, oh yeah, you're equally valuable. It has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with my belief or anybody else's belief. It has to do with the fact that we come from God, we're created in his image. That's the basis of our value. So you see the same thing with a conscience. I can sear my conscience. I can get to the point where I say, you know something? This man is inferior to me, and my conscience won't go off. My conscience will affirm that. I can rationalize evil. It's sad, but it's something I can do. You can see it happening all around you. Speaking at the University of Arizona a couple years ago, very intelligent University of Arizona student raises his hand and says, you're right, Cliff. I believe there's no God, and because there is no God, morality is relative. I said, fine. Give me an example when date rape is possibly good. He said, oh, that's one easy. I have a very high testosterone level. When I participate in date rape, it's good. It's very natural. I looked him in the face and said, I'm sorry, sir. Because I believe there's a God, I know that a woman is valuable. I don't care what you believe. And you date raping is absolutely evil. You see, ma'am, it's a lie when anybody tells you, oh man, your belief determines reality. No, it doesn't. If I walk to the top of the Sears Tower and honestly believe when I step off I can fly, that doesn't change the fact that when I step off of the Sears Tower, I'm going to fall and I'm going to have a very, very painful landing on the cement below. My belief does not determine reality. Reality exists separate from my belief. And the challenge for me as a thinking human being with a conscience is to get in touch with reality. Now, I pray that's why you guys are here at the University of Illinois. A whole liberal arts education used to be based on the idea, truth. We are in pursuit of truth. In biology, in physics, in psychology, in history, we are after truth. And I'm standing here saying, Jesus Christ made the clear claim in John chapter 8, you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. And then in John 14:6, Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. Now you have to decide, as a thinking person, the dude's either a liar, blowing smoke, or else he's speaking the truth. That's what you got to decide. It's what I got to decide. So we all have to decide.
Well, if you firmly believe in something, you can be considered a radical.
Then every person who's not committing suicide is a radical. Because every
Right,
person
okay.
who's not committing suicide is living for something.
All right, you're bringing something else into this discussion that I don't think really relates to what I'm talking about. I'm saying you're a radicalist because you stand by your beliefs. You strongly speak by your conviction. Okay? And let's say I'm an atheist in your eyes. Now, your religion preaches acceptance, like forgiveness, and especially acceptance of everybody. Acceptance of all people, no matter like what their ideas are, no matter what like they believe in, whether they're like a Buddhist monk or like a radicalist Islamic person, or like they live in Timbuktu, it doesn't matter. Okay? You're coming out here and you're telling everyone, no, we do not accept your beliefs. You should believe what I believe, and I do not accept you. You're saying you're gonna go to hell. Or you're gonna have like some terrible fate, come to you, or you don't believe in fate, or you're saying something, but it's not acceptance. So I'm challenging your beliefs.
Okay, fair enough. Have you ever had a professor mark an answer on one of your exams wrong?
Maybe, I don't know. I'd have to ask them.
All right, sure. If we can't be more honest with each other, I'm going to go on to somebody else.
All right.
I asked you a very simple
I
question.
really don't know.
Come on. What do you mean? You don't know?
All right, yes.
Thank
sure.
you. Come on.
Okay, sure.
Come on, will you?
Dude,
All right. When that professor marked the answer on your exam wrong,
right?
was he rejecting you as a person?
No.
Thank you. No way. Your professor was making a truth claim. Your professor was saying, sir, when you answered that question,
That's exactly what we're talking about. We're talking about truth. However, your truth differs from my truth. My reality is different from your reality. Even where I stand right now, I'm sitting here, and my view, my perception of everything that's going on is different from your perception. You're standing over there, and you're looking out at me. Okay? So your truth, your perspective on things is different than mine. So really, like what they test on in schools and academia, we test on facts. Like, is there a sky above us? Does gravity exist? And I answer the questions either yes or no, and I get them right. We're talking about facts. Your set of beliefs are questionable, as are my set of beliefs in not believing in God. Let's say I don't believe in God. I actually do believe in a God. But let's say I don't believe in a God. That's my reality, and that's questionable also. But so are your beliefs. You know what I'm saying? So who's to say whether I'm right or wrong, and who's to say whether you're right or wrong? What I'm saying is that your religion focuses on acceptance. By coming out here and challenging people's beliefs and saying to them, you're wrong, is wrong.
when the professor marks an answer on your exam as being wrong, he does not have to be arrogant. He does not have to have a superiority complex.
Okay.
Rather, he understands the difference between truth and error in this particular example.
Right.
When I read the Quran, Muhammad is making truth claims. If he is right, then those are facts. If he's wrong, it's just opinion. It happens to be wrong. If what Muhammad said is true, and I reject what he says, I am wrong. If what Muhammad says is wrong, and I reject what he says, wise decision on my part.
Okay.
For me to haul back and accuse Muhammad of being narrow-minded and bigoted is incredibly judgmental on my part. Muhammad is making a truth claim.
Okay.
The same way a professor who says 2 + 2 = 4 is excluding the option that 2 + 2 = 5. He's not being arrogant, he's making a truth claim. So Muhammad is making a claim that God has revealed himself most clearly through Muhammad, through the Quran.
Right.
I'm an intellectual nitwit. I'm a judgmental fool. If I say, oh man, that's just arrogance on Muhammad's part. No, it's an issue of truth. Was Muhammad speaking the truth or was he not?
Was he or was he not?
Well, you better answer that question by studying the Quran. And you better not trust me to do your homework for you. You better read the Quran.
But you
I'm standing out here saying Jesus Christ made truth claims.
All right.
He said, I'm the truth.
All right.
Jesus Christ is either true or he's false.
You're saying.
And I'm not standing out here saying I'm better than any of you. I'm saying Christ doesn't give me an option. Whether I want to or not, I have to love you. I have to respect you.
Right.
But I can promise you, Christ calls me to be a mailman and deliver his mail. And I'm delivering his mail as straight and as quick and as honestly, as respectfully as I can, head to head. Jesus says he bled and died on a cross for your sin. He backs it up by rising from the dead. You'd be very wise to put your faith in him. Don't take it from me. Go to the source documents, the Gospels, read them for yourself, and ask yourself, does the evidence point to Christ being a liar? If it does, reject him. Or does the evidence point to Christ being the truth? If it does, trust him.
That's the whole thing. Both Quran and both the Bible assert truthful claims.
Yeah.
Right?
Right?
However, whether or not you choose to accept those claims is by your own personal volition.
That's right.
Right?
Yes, sir.
So, if your religion asserts acceptance of other people and whether or not they believe this or that, why do you feel the need to question? What you're saying is that because I don't believe in, if I don't assert the supremacy of the Bible, then I'm going to hell, right?
No.
No? What are
You don't have
saying
to assert the supremacy of the
What are you
Bible.
saying then?
I'm saying that Jesus Christ made a truth claim. He claimed to be the real God.
And what if I don't believe that?
Then you'll have to answer to Christ. You don't answer to me. I'm not your judge. If Christ is God, you'll have to answer to him.
I have one more question. What about, we're in a campus right now.
Uh-huh.
Everyone's studying physics, biology.
Uh-huh.
Everyone's studying, and not only are we studying, but professors are doing research in biology, psychology, philosophy, and everything like that. Should we just stop all research?
That would be foolish.
Because a lot of research goes contrary to the Bible. And if you're saying the Bible is truth, then we should just quit physics. I mean, because a lot of facts they've gathered from these disciplines go against the Bible.
No,
So just say, okay, that's it. Evolution, forget
No.
evolution. No
There is
more.
not one hard scientific fact that goes against the Bible. Not one.
Well, that's
There's
and
a
there's no
branch.
there's no one single scientific fact that goes for the Bible either. That's why it's dogma. That's what
It's not
religion
true
is.
at all.
That's what religion is.
That's not
Listen,
true at all.
Listen, that's what religion is. You have the Quran, you have the Bible, you have Buddhism, okay? You have many other religions. The reason it's a religion is because you can't either prove it true or you can't prove it false. That's
All
what
right.
dogma is.
You're right. You can't prove it. But, sir, there has been no time in modern science when so much of science has been pointing to, notice the words I used, pointing to
Pointing to
the existence of God. Example, 1963, background noise in the universe. Big Bang Theory. What does the Big Bang Theory do? It blows the naturalist atheistic position right out of the water. The naturalist atheistic position was the universe is eternal, never had a beginning.
okay.
The Big Bang Theory says,
We're not talking
Wrong.
about the atheist theory. We're talking about whether the legitimacy of the Bible or not the Bible, the legitimacy of the Quran or not the Quran, or the legitimacy of any other doctrine that asserts truths without having either facts to prove it or disprove it.
you can't prove anything.
Of course you can prove things. That's what science is.
Really?
Science is questioning reality, questioning facts,
Yeah.
and using scientific methods
Uh-huh.
like hypothesis, like an explanation,
Yeah.
and then formulating experiments to either prove or disprove your hypothesis.
That's
Religion stands aside from science. Actually, before a certain period of time, religion was dominant. And then from 150 years ago, 100 years ago, science came into view, and religion less so, because everyone was going to religion to answer all their problems, answer all questions. Now they had a scientific way of testing their ideas. Back, we're going completely off from what I originally asked. Is should everyone just stop studying? Should we stop studying physics? Because Big Bang Theory goes against what the Bible says too.
No, it doesn't.
How does it not go against what the Bible says?
Big Bang Theory shows very clearly
About
that
evolution.
the universe is not
Evolution.
eternal. The universe has
What
a
about genetic
beginning.
engineering?
Everything that has a beginning has a cause. The universe has a beginning. Therefore, the universe has a cause. That's what God is. God is the creator, first cause, and uncaused
All right.
cause.
That's good for Big Bang Theory. Now, what about genetics? What about
DNA, right? What about DNA?
What about biology and evolution? Explain
You bet.
evolution through the Bible,
Study a single cell, living cell.
right?
Read a book by a biochemist named Michael Behe called Darwin's Black Box. In that book, Michael Behe, the biochemist at
And Michael
Lehigh.
Behe is a Christian.
No,
No?
I don't know what he is. He's not made that real clear. He's a biochemist at Lehigh University. I don't know what he believes about God or about Christ. But his point is, Darwin pointed out that if you can show that a living being is irreducibly complex, that blows my theory of evolution right out of the water. And Michael Behe's point is, a single cell, living cell, is irreducibly complex.
Religion, the Bible, about 100 years ago, asserted that the world was 2,000 years old.
Where does the Bible say that?
It just is.
It doesn't say it anyway.
I haven't read the Bible, but I've spoken to many people who are well knowledgeable about the Bible, and they say nothing about. And if you ask Catholic priests,
Okay, how much money do you need right now? You want money? Would you like to earn $20? I'll give you a quick way to earn $20. I'm going to be out here again tomorrow.
All right,
Just bring the Bible out and show me where the Bible says the world's 2,000 years old.
All right. Well, experts
I'll give you
on the
$20,
Bible,
okay?
ask a Catholic
So
priest.
come on out tomorrow and show me where the Bible says, and I didn't say Catholic priests, I didn't say any group. I said, where does
All
the
right.
Bible say that the world is 2,000 years old? It doesn't say that, sir. See, you've got to read the text for yourself.
Yeah, that's
You got to
what I
stop reacting to Catholic priests or popes or monks or televangelists or Protestant ministers. Be open-minded, study the source document for yourself, and don't dismiss Christ because of some narrow-minded Christian. And don't believe in Jesus because I'm telling you to. Don't let me do your homework for you. Go back and read the gospel. They won't bite you. They won't hurt. Help it.